All right. We're just about there.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, sure. So I'll have a little bit noise in my background for a few minutes. There is carpenter work going on. Please pardon that. Okay, so I'll. Okay, so hey everyone, welcome to the today's meeting. It's 20th August, and this is a Meshery development call. So Meshery is a Scene Sandbox project. If you are not aware of Meshery, you can go and check out on the meshery.io and learn more about it as well. If the noise is too much, maybe anyone else like to go ahead for the few minutes. It's disturbing to us.
No, we are not receiving any noise.
Awesome. Thank. Okay, so before starting, we do have a couple of housekeeping items. First is making sure you have your names in the attendees list. So make sure you add your names in the attendees list. I'll share the link in the chat. And the second is introducing yourself. So this is a great chance to introduce yourself if you haven't got a chance yet. So anyone new would like to introduce, you can introduce like where are you from? How did you find about the mystery? Anything else? You can come. I'll encourage you to introduce yourself. Okay.
Yeah, I think everybody, and yeah, I mean, Chetan, unless you want to do it
Hmm.
again, I'm not sure if have you've gotten a chance to introduce in the past, right?
No, I didn't have that chance. So yeah, so it's a great experience in the Missouri right now, and it's since a couple of months I was exploring the projects which I want to contribute it to a like a fields like a CI/CD and something like which is more helpful for the people, which solves a complex problem to the businesses and also the corporate world. So then I just found a mystery when I was exploring, when I was in the LinkedIn and exploring some, I scrolling that post on the LinkedIn's. So I saw one course on, I didn't remember that course. So I one saw the post about mystery, mystery. It's not about the mystery. It's an layer 5 like project, and there is a certification like things going on. So I just explore this project and go ahead with the all the features, and there is lots of people helping the new contributor, and also how the like how can I help you to build something. So I really get the best idea that I am into it
Hmm.
and contribute into a mystery project or layer 5 anyhow. So that is
Thank, thank you, Chetan. It was a brief introduction, and thanks for telling us how did you find the mystery. It's definitely helpful that you guys are finding the certification helpful. And anyone else would like to go? I did meet couple of you folks in the KubeCon India. It was lovely meeting you, especially Kirti, I think. And there are a few more folks doing awesome work in the Mishi community. So want to give a quick shout out to all of them. And Aditi, this is the first time coming to the Mishi development meeting. Would you like to introduce?
No, actually, it's not the first time.
Okay. No worries. In case if your first time and we missed having your introduction, feel free to do that in the chat and then we'll definitely chat on that. Now let's start with our extending agenda item. And let's start first with the CLI. Do we have Matthew in our call today?
Yeah, yes, I'm here.
Would you like to cover this standing agenda item, Matthew?
Okay, give me 1 second.
Sure.
Yep. So, hello everyone. Um, just I'm just going to talk about the Meshery CLI part. I'm going to share my screen. So here you can see the Google Sheet where we have all the Meshery CTL, which is the CLI for Meshery. So Meshery CTL commands that are all available currently. And in this sheet, we just reference the available commands, flags, etc., and their status. It's pretty updated. Nothing else to mention there. There were not a lot of changes on the CLI in the last week. And the second part will be on the test. Here, I don't have a lot of thing to say. We have someone when I didn't recall his name, but he's working of implement test on Mesh3 CTL registry command. And he has several pull requests currently open for this command. And yes, that's it. There is also a ticket open to automate the end-to-end testing in the pipeline, but currently it's not going well. We have some issue that it need to be investigated. Due to my calendar, my schedule currently, I don't have a lot of time to give, but once I will be, I will have more time, I will check this part. So yes, that's it for me.
Thank you, Matthew. Is there any question for Matthew?
Saurabh, now's your chance. You were trying to work in this area, and do you have some questions?
Basically, I don't.
Yep. Say it again.
No, sir, I don't.
Oh, okay. All right. Don't say you didn't. If you come back with questions later, you'll have missed it. You don't have any at all?
No, sir, no, sir. For now.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Darshan, you and Shashank, you guys have been making some waves on the end-to-end tests for Meshery CTL. Matthew is just noting that, that there for one of the tests that has to do with all of the Meshery models and interfacing with the spreadsheet. You guys were talking about credentials. Do you want to bring up that topic and see if we might be able to figure it out right now, potentially.
Yeah, right. So basically, for certain commands, we need the integration sheet credentials and ID. So what I did was I made a temporary file called as copy of integration sheets, copy the credentials and ID in the test. But we need the main integration sheets, credentials and ID has secrets for making these tests automated. So for
Yeah.
that, yeah, we have
Or do we? Yeah,
For
or
that point,
oh, sorry, go ahead, Matthew.
oh yes, for this part, Darshan, you can just ping me on Slack. I just realized that I have access to create secrets.
Okay.
So perhaps we can have a quick call. So I will create a secret for the bats test. I don't know, Lee, if there is already one spreadsheet that exists for the test currently, and we have already secret for that. If it's the case, we can just reuse that. But if not, I think that I can just create a new secret, and it will be okay.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be okay, and that would be helpful. And you'd name the secret something having something to do with tests, or so that we
Yes.
can.
Yes,
This,
I think I had something that end-to-end test bats, or perhaps it can be used for the UI. I don't know if it will be the case, but
yeah, that's a great point. I was just about to call out Ian's name as well. You- there's two topics I think for us to discuss right here. One, there's actually three, but one of them is a little bit of a topic of identifying and coordinating CI secrets and test secrets, and maybe multiple sets of those for different, some of those are like some of those test different environments. So we'll talk about that in maybe a second. Before we get there, it might be that for this particular test, actually Darshan or maybe Matthew or some, if you guys bring up the issue and the pull request that we're speaking over, it will give everyone else a little bit of background. So one of the Meshery CLI tests needs to download a spreadsheet, a Google Sheet, and it just downloads it as a CSV file. And I know that either Darshan or Matthew is going to share this pull request on Zoom so that everybody can keep pace.
let me find the pull request.
Okay. And so there's a single central spreadsheet that's quite important to the Meshery project. It's called the Meshery integrations spreadsheet. Many of Meshery's integrations are represented in the form of Meshery models. And so this spreadsheet it's a convenient way for all of us to reason over and author new models and support new models and quickly sort them and export them. So part of the Meshery build process is to download a copy of the spreadsheet. It just downloads it as a CSV, a comma separated values file. This particular test, perhaps we would do just as well to yeah, I guess I was about to make a suggestion. I'm not sure if so is anyone able to make a copy of that sheet with no credential, right? The sheet is open. You can then do file copy. Darshan, are you working on this?
Yeah, so we can make a copy of the integration sheets. I've sent that in the link. So once we make that, there are certain processes involved in creating credentials through your Google account through console.
But yeah, wait, yeah, good. But before you even get there, I'm trying to ward off the need for credentials. I don't know that there is a need for them. Technically, if you invoke the Meshery CTL registry generate or some of the registry commands, it expects to reach out and download a CSV file.
Yeah.
If we forego testing the idea that we have a Golang program that can download a CSV file, and we just assume that that pretty much works, and we've tested it a bunch of times, every night we run that. If we forego that, what I'm trying to point out is like the test that runs, it can make a copy of the open spreadsheet and then just use the copy. And then when the test is done, clean up the test, delete the copy. And then there's no need for credentials to this and have to go through that mess and go through like potentially messing up the sheet. Or like it's less of a liability. If every time that you go to, it's just like a number of tests that Ian has helped ensure that we're doing from the front end, where we create a new Meshery design. Well, every time that those test cases that he has authored run, there's a residual artifact a Meshery design and another design, and they keep adding up. At the end of the test, you know, some of those tests go back and delete those designs, just clean themselves up. And so, what do you guys think? Is that a possibility? You
Yeah,
can
so
still grab a
yeah, once you make a copy of the integration sheets, the sheet is actually empty. There's no pre-existing models in that. So we need to include a model in default so that the testing can be done.
No, no way. I don't believe you.
Uh,
That's not.
I think that currently the Meshery command required both the ID and the creds. They are mandatory, so we will need to work on this part. Also, I didn't remember why we have this creds required in the other flags, since with Google there's a way to easily get that secret on the home user with the Google CLI command, which could help us and remove these creds as required. But yeah, it will need to change a little how it's behaved currently to make it possible.
Yeah, Josh, as the meeting host, he was just saying, "Hey guys, why don't you follow up on that? Sounds like an interesting discussion." And so yeah, hey, I'll follow up in Slack, and if it comes to it, any which way, we'll make sure we get the right support. So if we need another credential, great. If we can make a copy, there's some aspects of this that I would say don't need to be tested, or like we definitely want to test the generating of models, but testing the downloading of a spreadsheet. Anyway, I'll follow up in Slack on some of the specifics just to see if.
Thank you, Matthew and Darshan. Yeah, so in case our time permits at last, we can discuss at that time as well. Okay, so second standing agenda item is for the UI. Ian, would you like to cover this part?
Yeah, just a quick update. We did get coverage on the design page and the design configurator last week. So that brings our total up to like 87 tests that are running on Merge. And last I checked on the test status, they're all passing, no fail, no flaky. So that's cool to see. I've been under the weather the last couple days, so I haven't updated the Google Sheet yet with those updated test coverages, but we'll do so in the next few days. I think there is one standing PR open for still the page object model migration. There's some comments left on there that are unaddressed, so we'll continue to follow that. And if anyone wants to contribute, I'm happy to help you out. That's it for me. Thanks.
Thank you, Anne. Any question for Anne?
Ian, is it just a one-time effort for us to move to the page object model? Or is that sort of like for each and every test?
Yeah, so it's for each test, they'll transition over to that kind of paradigm. So some of them have been done. I think there's maybe 3 or 4 that I haven't necessarily done. Some of them are a little bit more involved since you have maybe a sub navigation underneath that page, which you'll really get the benefit out of as you move to that, since you can reuse a lot of those components in the other tests that you have to sub navigate to. So yeah, so it's a per test thing.
Okay. And and then there's 2 topics to hit you up on real fast. One is just off the top of your head, by chance, do you know if the UI tests that generate a design, a temporary design for purposes of the test, do you know if we're deleting those at the end of the test?
Yeah, so off the top, I think with the design, I think I catch the post on that, and then I just say, yeah, we're good, and I don't actually send it to the back end, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we create it, we go through it, and then I just catch that post, and it doesn't actually do that to the back end. Since a lot of our tests were flaky when we actually created, and then if you're running them sequentially, then you're really dependent on all those steps in between. If one fails, then you're not going to delete it. So it's kind of a tough thing to catch.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Even if you have the best of intent. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that page object, maybe moving to page object model, if some of those tests become reusable, if there's a catch-all for like, hey, the test executed a number of steps, failed at step 5 out of 12. The 12th step was actually the cleanup step. It never made it there. It did make it to generating an artifact, now orphaning it, leaving it residual. I don't know if there's a mechanism to say like, well, hey, irrespective of whatever happens, like always execute step 12. I don't.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, and it would be dependent on if you created and then, some steps like the thing that I'm thinking of is the connections. Like all our connections, we'd have those flaky kind of transitions. It'd create the connection and then it would, flake out in the middle and then it would try and delete the connection. We can have a delete at like a finally step. So I can investigate that if that suffices for some of that. If you want to test kind of the artifact creation and deletion part of it, and have kind of that experiment.
Yeah. They're both valid, or like the test that's happening now is valid. And I'll, for my part, yes, I'll sleep more soundly at night if we do persist the design and retrieve the design from but they're both
Yeah.
valid, and
Mhm. Okay.
I think second thing I wanted to bring up in context of what Matthew and Darshan were just bringing up, Mia had opened a couple of security-centric issues relevant to Meshery's incubation
Hmm.
proposal. And so anyway, if we'll certainly want to make sure that if a new secret or set of secrets are created, that you're involved, so that because it had been something that you'd highlighted previously and can help
Yeah.
organize.
Sure.
Great, good.
Okay, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, in case anyone want to contribute in the test, do make sure to raise your hand in the Slack. I always encourage everyone to say hi at least. Okay, so we covered the standing agenda items. We have announcement section. I didn't add it, but I'll quickly say it. We got couple of talks in KubeCon NA for Mishri. I'm really hoping that I'll be there as well and would love to meet Mishri contributors there as well. So this was a quick announcement for the KubeCon NA. And there is a help wanted section. So I'll share the link so you can check out this. I think we don't need to discuss it right now.
Maybe, or hey, I'll jump in real fast.
Sure.
You'll cut me off in 30 seconds if I. So there's a bunch of help wanted issues out there, folks who are wanting to contribute. 246, I think. So quite a few. Some of those are assigned to people. If you see one that's assigned, please make a comment and ask if you can help them, or if they're making progress, or if they're stuck, or and if they don't respond, they're probably not working on it. And if they do respond, more often than not, they encourage people to help. A lot of times they're stuck, or they forgot that they raised their hand. They had good intentions. 10 more seconds. I figured I would point out those help wanted issues and then point this one out. I just opened this one up. If you visit schemas.meshery.io, there's a very simple, uninformative website that's based on Jekyll and isn't helpful at the moment. If you contribute here, especially in any meaningful way, at some point you end up talking about schemas and the fact that Meshery we do schema-driven development, that we have these logical constructs in our software, and we have open API formatted schemas. to describe those constructs. We store them in this repository called schemas. The schemas that we have, they're versioned. They're not all at the same version number. So if you're trying to work on a particular area, like the concept of a workspace, well, maybe it's at V1 alpha 1 or V1 beta 2, or you have to go hunt and peck and go find it. It'd be nice if someone made a very simple website that always links people to the latest version.
Thank you, Lee. So I shared the link of this issue in the chat. Do make sure to check out. Okay, let's come to our first topic from Shwati. Do you want to cover your fix broken link to the contribution guide page? Is it related to? Do we have Swati in our call today?
Yeah. Swati Tripathi.
Yes, sir.
She
Yes,
is.
sir.
Yeah, you don't need to call, sir, but yeah, go ahead and.
Oh, yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. Hold on. No. Great.
Yeah.
Swati's here.
Swati, you are saying something. We are not able to hear you. Okay.
Oh, she's, yeah, he's Swati, are you still there?
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah, there is little bit background noise in your.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. I am Swati. This is my first PR2 Meshery project. It addresses issue 1.
I think Swati, we lost you. It might be your internet. In case there is an internet issue for you, we can come back later in this meeting if this is fine.
5.
Yeah, but only intermittently. So unfortunately, I think Swati, what would be helpful is if you maybe do a separate recording, a screencast, or do a Zoom and record yourself or something, and just present your changes. Actually, I don't even know that that's necessary, given that Swati, what you want to do is not modify older versions of the docs. Those are archives. And so that's what that contributor is asking you to do. So only make changes to the latest version of the doc if you would. And then you'll be good to go. You'll have your first PR.
I was on mute again. Okay, that's a huge thing that you presented first time on the Meshery Dev meeting, but I will suggest you to share on the Slack as well in case your internet issue doesn't get fixed. Okay, so we'll come back to you if required. Till then, let's move to Vatsal. Vatsal, would you like to share about your update on the edit server side UUID validation?
Yeah,
You can
just a
share your
second.
screen.
Yeah, I'm sharing. This one visible now.
Oh yeah.
So this issue was like more of a UUID validation from the backend side. The previous PR related to this was the validation on the front end side, but there was no validation in the backend side. So many times there's a function that is getting used in multiple places, the UUID from string or nil. So if there was some issue, it was passing nil as the UUID. So and that's the reason the backend server sometimes broke down. So what we do here is that there are some simple error handlings. wherever it is required. And if it's not, if it's nil, if the UUID is not present, then just return. So wherever the particular nil function was used, I removed that and used this function. Where's that? I used this UUID.from string. This was the function. This function, like, it doesn't return nil if the, like, it returns a error, or it will throw some 500 or 400 if
Cool. Yeah,
there is some
got it.
issue in
Cool.
generating
Yeah,
the UUID.
yeah, got it. Very good. Does anyone want to offer feedback on this?
It should return mesh kit error, right? If I'm right, like it is returning only invalid UID. It is not enough helpful. So it should return the mesh kit error. We should use the mesh kit. Are you aware
Okay,
of
like,
mesh kit? What's up? In case you are not, you can check out the mesh kit repo, or take
okay, like,
other
what should I
reference
be
from other
returning?
place. Check out the mesh kit and check out the docs, Meshery docs for the mesh kit, and you will get all the required information what mesh kit error is and where to use it and why to use it. In case you did not find any, you can reach out to Slack.
Okay, cool. Like, it's some kind of like pre-existing error codes or something like that.
Yes, you can
Okay,
reuse
got
that.
got that. Okay, got that. Yeah, sure.
Thank you,
Like,
sir.
I'll just change. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you for this PR. Anything else you want to cover?
No, not now. I have one more PR in layers.io, but I think it should be in the Monday's meet.
Sure. Thank you, Vatsa.
Thank you.
Jihan, would you like to go next and share about your ad user invitation documentation?
Yeah.
Sure. You can share your screen.
So I add the user invitation documentation. This feature wasn't fully implemented, but I write the content space by the schema and the note list. So now it looks like this. So first I introduce our new invitation system's key capabilities. So you can choose to send invitation to whether a person or a domain-wide invitation, or it's anyone who click this, they can get invited. Also, you can control the invitation lifecycle. Yeah, you can choose the expiration dates, and you can write like how many people can be invited using this link. And I also add the properties. I add this based by the schema. I choose something which I think we would require them to fill in. And yeah, I choose this 7 properties here. And I also add some scenarios for invite people. So the first one would be invite a single member. The second would be invite the entire organization. And the third one is to launch a community challenge. So for this one, you need to leave the email blank, and you will need to set the expiration date. And for the last one is to grant temporary partner access. So you need to use the partner domain, and you can invite them to the team who has the shared workspace. Yeah. And I also
Nice.
update the exoscale dots. So I think I didn't list the technical points here. I think it's kind of a marketing thing. So I list the scenarios people will face, and list how you can use our invitation system to do this. And once we got the like the full feature implemented here, I will add an image on this site.
Nice. Good. So, for context for everyone else, there's an academy that's out there that offers learning paths for how to contribute. Well, one is how to contribute to Meshery. Another one is how to use Meshery. And maybe that'll be a topic later if someone is leading that effort. Zahan, to give you some feedback on this particular one, I wonder if the use cases, the 3 that you'd had, if one of them, the first one probably doesn't need to use or should not specify any teams. If you go back to those three use cases that you examples, if someone's just inviting a single individual, then yeah, I guess I guess they still might use a team, right? They still might add them to a specific team. So that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're setting the quota to 1. Okay. And great. Now this is, yeah, interesting. Yeah, because you already have the ability to invite people to the platform. Now, though, there'll be a number more options. I was just asking in the Zoom chat a couple of questions. Actually, does anybody here admin Slack workspace?
In general?
Yeah, just any, yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Oh yeah, yeah, and if you might be familiar, like in Slack, you're able to invite someone by email address, or you can actually in Slack, it's kind of an enterprise feature to be able to control who can come and who can go and how to get invited to your Slack. And so there's a number of workarounds in the open source ecosystem for having a separate auto inviter. Anyway, the Slack invites, they have a few different options, like always allow anyone from this email domain name, or limit it to a certain number of people that can join from this environment. And actually, all of these are very similar to that. And so they offer people some control. So if you wanted to invite people to your, Zahan, it's to your organization, to a specific team. And then, like you said, scenario 3 is like not so much about inviting someone to join your Meshery org, but to participate in a piece of Academy content, which could be a challenge, like an Academy challenge. Okay. And they would, yeah, okay. They would still their user account would still become a member of your org. But their primary focus is on accessing the challenge. And so in this case, there will be a workspace. No.
No, the first one will be a workspace. You can share with your partner.
Yeah, I take it. I take it back. You don't specify workspace here. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Good. That's all the feedback I had.
Thank you, Lee. Jen, anything else you like to?
No, that's all from my side.
Thank you. Let me share the screen. Awesome. Next is Lee. Lee, would you like to cover this one?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I had two things real fast. Actually, the message to Nikita in Zoom. Actually, Nikita, I meant, did you want to offer him feedback? Vatsal feedback in real time on the call. I don't know if he needs more on the PR. Vatsal, I left you a couple of messages in Zoom chat. Please respond. I gave you feedback on your PR and a specific link to what Yash was guiding you to do. Please put that onto your PR if you would. Cool. And then, hey, we've been working on Meshery v0.8 for a long time. And we worked on v0.7 for a long time. We worked on v0.7 for so long, it was like hard to make that release because there was so much to announce and write up and make sure that we were like all ready. And anyway, we're about in the same soup now with lots of features in v0.8. And hopefully we'll get prepared for this, like announcing this release. There's a couple of activities that any of you on the call can help with, and some of you might be doing it now, is to visit this roadmap, and we need to update its status. We need to make sure that there are some people who volunteered here and they're no longer here. And so we need to update who's assigned. We also need to update the status of whether or not some of these things have been accomplished. So Ijoma is on the call and her name is right in here. She completed the Helm Canvas snapshot, that extension, and she's got a draft blog post out there. And so Ijoma, if you're able to edit this page or just make a comment saying,
Yeah, I can.
yeah, thank you. And yeah, if there are other aspects that like Ijoma or others, if you guys know of other things that we have completed or that we have not completed, we basically need to go do an assessment, like begin a readiness review. Are we ready to release of some of the things that we didn't complete? Can those be pushed or, must they be included? We need to start to ask ourselves those questions. We need to start to ask ourselves, do we have blog posts like Ijoma's, blog posts and docs for each of the features that we have? Do we have a test case coverage for those features? Like, are we release ready? Are those features ready? Do they function well? Are they documented? So one of these upcoming weeks, I would suggest that if we've done some pre-work, that we take most of the meeting to do roadmap planning or release readiness review. And maybe this format here, it doesn't work for it. Maybe there's a spreadsheet that we should use or something else. I'm not sure because each of these we're going to want to have a checkbox that says it's documented, it's covered by tests or not. If it's covered by tests, those tests are passing. Those tests have been passing for the last 2 weeks, at least the last trailing 2 weeks or something. Those are the kinds of qualifications we want to place. So
Thank you, Lee.
yeah.
I was just going to say, like, if anyone have question for you.
I want to present, sir.
Yep, good. That's good. But answer Yasha's question, which is, does anybody have thoughts on the current topic? Is anybody able to help us organize this and move it forward? And that's okay that there aren't. This is a big old hairy thing. For my part, I promise to help us get organized and help make it clear where there's like 5 or 6 or more maintainers on the call, where each of us can bite off a small chunk, where it is that how we can easily update status, and maybe where we can start to mark which things we just don't think are going to make it, and if that's okay, and kind of look at the intention for 1.0 and what's left, and so.
Thank you, Lee. Do check out this, and if you're interested in contributing in any part of this, if still available to contribute, if it is not completed, do make sure to raise your hand in the Slack. Okay, so we have covered this one. Fahim, would you like to go next and share out your update?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, so I was basically like working on the connectivity buttons that we have inside the connection table. So I was investigating as I'm working on it with Nikita. So I was checking on the front end. So on the front end, basically some of the issues that we have, basically first one was the GraphQL was not like initializing. So after like adding some changes, so now after we like load the connection, the GraphQL like gets initialized and we are able to like get the versions and the states, and we are also able to get them here. Here we are not able to get them. We are able to get them here also. And some more changes that like I made and I'm like on it. One more thing is that whenever like from the backend, we are like, for example, we are showing the connected and the success messages that we show, for example, these. we only show them in case of connected state. We don't like show any other, like for example, if the mesh sync is running or if the mesh sync is in deployment mode, we don't show any, we just show errors like mesh sync is not responding and all of these. And we majorly show all of these issues, all of these errors and all of these notifications from the front end. From the back end, we only just get the status. So from the front end, we show them. So I first kind of enhance the notifications that we show. And for example, in case, for example, if it is in this thing happened with Nikita, for example, if it is in, for example, here you can see as from the backend, I'm seeing that the status is deployed, but on the front end, I'm getting the same the issue. So it's kind of like confusing to the user. Like they think that there's no progress from the backend or the backend is not responding properly. So based on that, for the steps, for the intermediate steps that we have between them, between connected, the final step is connected. So all the steps between them, for them, I'm not sure about this. I'm about to ask, like I introduce a intermediate step, which will be the amber. We only have like green and we only have gray. Gray means disconnected and green means like it's fully connected. So for all the intermediate steps between them, so as not to confuse the user and also the someone from checking from the backend, I introduce an intermediate step, which will be like kind of an amber step here. And also with that, I enhance like some of the messages that we provide to the user. Currently, we only provide two. One is success and other is the error. We also show the error for all the states. For example, here, if I will go there, we have a lot of uh, health states here. For example, if it's deployed or if it's running, if it's running mode, we show the same error that we show in case of undeployed. We show the same error in case of enabled and deployed also. So for that, I basically like enhance the error message a bit on it. And yeah, from the front end side, these were some of the things that I investigated and like made some upgrades to them. And on the back end, we have some issues from the back end also that Nikita is tracking them regarding the connection states. So if you have like any suggestions or
Yeah. And so
for example, here it's in running state. So initially it was showing the error that machine is not responding. So now I'm showing it's running but not connected to the Meshery group. So I'm getting like I read this doc basically, which talks about the troubleshooting. So I'm using that for that. So it becomes easier for the user to know that on which state they are.
Yeah, that's that looks great. Yeah, thank you, Fahim. But like if you press right now like on the button, like it will still like only return green, like if the state is connected, right? Like or
No, it will like
okay, yeah, you enhance the message, yeah.
But one issue that we have to like track from the backend is the GraphQL takes around 10 to 15 seconds to basically show the response. So we need to like track that issue from the backend right now. So I have written it down here. So I will be discussing with that with you. Yeah. So if you have questions related to the from the front end side and the enhancements that I made.
Thank you, Fahim. Any question for Fahim? I have one.
Yeah.
There was when you clicked on meshing, there was like it was saying it is not able to properly connect to a broker.
Yeah.
I hope like if I click on like the icon, it will give me a proper response why it is not connecting, because that is not helpful.
Yeah, on that, we like from the backend side, we are working on enhancing it from the front end because we are currently we are showing issue like error front end, so it would not like I will like put like a whole of message here. So currently, I'm just showing the status here. So once we like like complete from the backend side, then we will able to show the proper response. Should I move on to the next topic?
Yeah, like so like it related to mesh sync, like if you receive connected only like if you if you can connect to the broker and like broker has like mesh sync as a consumer of messages. Like, so otherwise it will just like say that it is running like or deployed or something like this.
Yeah. So maybe like whatever response we receive from the backend, the stats that we receive from the backend. So majorly it's everything will be held from the backend, only on the front end as we are presently showing it on the front end. We were not showing the intermediate states properly, and we are showing the same error. So it was not easy for the user to know on which state they are.
Yeah, probably we can even like reference to this like documentation page, because like user to understand what's running, like what's deployed.
Troubleshooting guide that we have here.
Yeah, looks great.
Yeah. The next thing that I did, basically I added the next thing was like it's a small one, like as Lee told, to add helper text basically on each connection state that we have. The users they don't know what each connection state means. So I had a helper text. For example, if you choose this one, then it means the connection is active and functioning properly. And so for the disconnect, it means it's not running. And if for the ignore, the connection has been set to ignore and will not participate. So Lee told to add a basic one-liner to all of these. So I added them inside that.
Thank you, Fahim. I think on this, I'll be honest, it looks little weird. I'm not sure. Maybe it is because of the formatting or there are too many eye icons. Instead of having too many, we can have a single and find a good place to have a single place. Yeah.
The one here, for example, this one here, the troubleshooting guide. No, this one not explains it. Yeah. So we can.
You don't need to answer right now. You can like later on think on it where we can put it in the right place, and then it would be nice. But because too many eyes, I'm not sure.
Cluttered here. Yeah, right.
Okay. Yeah, that's all from my side.
Yeah, and the last thing was I will just explain it fast if any other has to present. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Last thing was basically, for example, so we show the stepper to the user. For example, let me show it fast. Yeah. So for the, like, if the user is using the stepper for the first time, then only then they will be able to see the repository setup instructions. And in case they are not they are not using it for the second or third time, they will not be able to see this because this is a one-time task. So this is the lead tool to implement this. So I implemented that thing. Yeah, these were the only updates from my side.
Thank you, Fahim. Okay, we can discuss this one on the Slack, I think.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let me share the screen. Okay, thank you, Fahim. Veli, would you like to go ahead and share out your updates?
Yeah, let me share my screen.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, the first one I finished that I consolidated the CTA button on the layer 5 of our website. And so here you can see I the CTA button I make it just become one, which is start your DevRel journey with layer 5 cloud. When you click this link, it will lead you to direct you to here. So no matter you want to log in or you just directly open our layer 5 cloud. And also I had a link to the badge here. As you can see, the badge is clickable. And when you click it, will direct user to here. Should be, yeah, this page with our like an additional badges all from this site. And also I link here. This image also become clickable. If you click it, it will direct you to the canvas. And also another issue I raised another PR I raised is that for our Meshery, I dropped an outline for our production deployment consideration. So here is our Meshery development meeting. So I wonder if somebody is interested in this one and want to take a bite of it, and you can see this PR and might draft just a section of it and make a PR, sub PR to the issue or the PR here. So I drafted the details here, have introduction or infrastructure requirements, security considerations, etc. And if you are interested, you can look at this PR. And that's it. That's all from my side.
Thank you. Sorry, I might be not pronouncing your name correctly. So, okay, any other update you want to cover? Or any question? Anyone have question for? What should I call you? I'll be honest. Wiley, right?
It's Wiley. Yeah, it's Wiley.
Wiley. Okay, Wiley. It's different from the Zoom name. But yeah, any question for Wiley? If not, I'll share the screen. Awesome. Thank you, Wiley. Nikita, would you like to cover your topic? We already have 1 minute, so
yeah, let me be. Yeah, so I would like to cover like one enhancement to MeshSync apply help chart like function. So like I was like debugging like recently like setup when we have like separate cluster where Meshery is not running, and we submitted this cluster, and I faced like an error. I mean, I faced a couple errors. Like one of them was more like my local related to my local, but the second one was like that I was not able to deploy operator. And when I started digging into this, like I figured it out that we probably do not propagate the configuration from a kubeconfig, like in particular user-related credentials. So like when I did this update, I was able to actually to deploy operator in this like standalone cluster where Meshery is not running. Yeah, this is it. Like, so it's actually what it is doing is just like copying like from a kube config submitted by a user, it copying to a kube config configuration which is used to start Helm chart. It is copying like user credentials, like username and certificate data. Yeah. Also here, like I have couple reasonable suggestions from Gemini about like that the open file cannot be properly handled. So like yeah, I will take a look at this and try to add here like file closure. That's it on this one. And yeah, if we have time, there is like one more. Yeah, so this one, like, so it was like, so like I recently noticed that like a model built in model init, like it has like a failing test, which are kind of not related to actual code, which was changed. Yeah, so I came here and fixed them. It was the issue that like it was like so in this like test we are not using BAT yet. It's like still based on the old approach, like when we just like have a unit test, and different test cases they were just like influence each other, and that's why like tests were failing. So I updated test like to just like to completely run each test case like in a freshly version of a subcommand. Yeah, just like these two files. And yeah, like on the screenshot, like this, you can see that like model is passing model test. Yeah, that's all updates on this part.
Thank you, Nikita. Any question for Nikita?
I got some questions and feedback, but I just dropped them into Slack though instead, just so, because, we're at time, so figured.
Okay, so Nikita, I think he already dropped in the Meshery channel, Slack channel, so you can check out those questions. I just unmuted you because I think there was some noise coming. So yeah, basically. Yeah, thank you, Nikita.
Yeah, it sounds like it almost sounds like you're wearing your microphone as a wire,
yeah.
like undercover. It's like underneath your shirt. It's like, anyway.
Yeah, because I mean, like I see for some reasons I see like on the indicators that like it's like going up and down. But it was going up and down. Yeah, something. Sorry about it.
Yeah, no issue. Thank you, Nikita. And thank you, everyone. We are already 3 minutes of the time. So any other issue or any other topic we should cover right now, which is urgent?
Yes, I want to add up my PR for some feedback. So I'll go real fast.
Sure.
So this is regarding our Meshery CTL performance profile delete command. This is a long to old issue which we are facing for performance delete. So I've made a PR adding the commands for that, and this is the live demo of that command. This is like I started a performance test here, which made a profile test3, and this is the command which I have added. This is all the help which a person can get, and here's a live demo which deletes test3 somewhere
Shashank,
here.
what is the dash?
So any feedback and updates on this?
Yeah,
Like here,
Shashank, I got some. What does the dash all
yeah.
mean?
Dash all means like you want to delete all the profiles which are made during the test. Like whenever you create you apply a
Nope.
test.
No. Yeah, that's good. You're thinking of it. If you got to invert those two concepts, if you would, you create a profile, a performance profile that defines the type of test that you'd like to run, like the configuration for how long you want to run it, and if there are credentials and all that. And then you can use that profile and run a number of tests. So okay, so you're saying if you delete a profile, the dash all is used to indicate to delete all associated tests, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't know the REST API, does it allow for that? Because if you delete a profile, it should be that we should enforce a cascading delete for all associated tests. It should not be the case that the system allows a test to live outside of a profile. All tests must be associated to a profile. So if a profile is deleted, any associated test therefore must also be deleted. So it's really not.
I might have not checked that. I'll just check that if the tests related to that profile are cascading or not, and will reply on GitHub itself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's good. One other piece of feedback was, so you've got
And
a
I will
force.
add the end-to-end test. Yeah.
Good. So Matthew might still be on the call. The use of the force flag, good idea, a good concept. Please, if you would, take a moment to confirm that you are providing a consistent user experience. That if this is great that you would consider for like force, so that someone can script over the CLI with no human interaction necessary. They can write a script that just, runs a one-time statement and doesn't have to wait for like some interactive response. But please, if you would, need you to confirm that force is what we have used in the past to indicate this very same thing. Or if
There was one global flag related to silent flag was there.
Anyway, you don't have to, don't
I,
answer now. Yeah, it's okay. I need you to go figure that out and update it on your PR
yeah,
to
sure.
confirm. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
If any other feedback is there from Matthew or Darshan.
I will need to check it. I did not yet have a look, so I will reply in the on the pull request.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Shashank. Any other review, you can reach out to
Sure.
Shashank on
Thank you.
Slack. And yeah. Okay, so any urgent item that anyone else want to cover? Otherwise, we'll wrap. Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, Hemant.
Okay, I just have a suggestion for our end-to-end tests. We are using Playwright, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, for a project I was working on last week, we used the Playwright MCP server, and it accelerated our development for end-to-end tests like 2 to 3 times the pace we were using. Okay, so why don't we use it and add it and okay.
Yeah, why aren't you? Yeah, Ahmed, why aren't you using it?
Okay, I didn't work on Playwright tests for Meshery, but I am suggesting it if it is a good idea, we can use it. You are agreeing with me?
Good. Yeah,
Good.
I think. Yeah, sound. I mean, I'm just one of the people that might respond. Yeah, I actually like this is a great for my part. I think it's a great suggestion. Other people might have a different perspective. Ian, one of the guys that was on earlier, I think he had to leave, but he's a maintainer that focuses in that area. He's a good one to, make sure he sees your question.
Okay, I
The
just
way that,
wanted to discuss it.
the way that you phrased the question though was like, hey, why aren't we using it? It's like, well, I don't know. Why aren't you using it?
I meant I'm didn't work on stats of Meshery before, so I just asked if it is used before. And
Oh.
from what I when I researched the repos, it was not used. So I just asked if as it helps accelerate our development for tests. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
If I work in tests, I would probably use it, but I'm just sharing the experience with fellow contributors.
Yeah, totally. That's wonderful. I'm with you. Yeah, thanks for pointing it out. I think you should point it out at least one more time so that Ian sees it as well. Like you might even open up an issue just to make sure it really, really, get seen as well. Yeah, it's a great. I mean, yeah, and it sounds like, and if you share your experience too, having used it, I think that really helps because like, oh, it hallucinated a lot. It wasn't worth the time, or no. Whatever learnings you had would be.
And I referenced an article that was explaining it with details. I can put it in the issue that I will put. But should I open it in which repo? That's just my question. Open the issue in which repo?
Yeah. Probably the Meshery one, the main Meshery one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll open it soon after the meeting.
Thanks for bringing
Thank you,
it
Hemant.
up. Something like that. You can also drop a note on the community discussion forum. That's an excellent place to put, helpful. Like it's almost like a public service announcement that you're making, which is great. And yeah, I encourage you to post it there as well. Just
Okay, I'll post it on both platforms.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Hemant, for bringing that up. And yeah, anyone
Thank you.
else like to cover? We are already 10 minutes top of our hours. Okay, awesome. It's lovely to see that people have some things to discuss as well. Thank you everyone for joining us today. And we missed a couple of items. We'll definitely cover next time. Till then, have a great week ahead. Have a great evening, great morning or afternoon. And see you next time. Bye. Have a great day.